Alright, it's time for my top 10 DPS of Season 6, and this year the role is more stacked than ever before. For most guys, it isn't about if they have the talent to be the best, but if they can find the consistency across the whole season at the highest level. This is also pretty prediction based and will be most certainly incorrect, but this is just how I'm feeling right now, and I'm just gonna run it. Number 10 is Stalker, and he was stuck behind Fitz and Prophet for the majority of last season, but may I remind you that whenever he did split Sojourn playtime for a bit in the mid-season madness, he played quite well. And in the Summer Showdown, he was one of the best Genjis in the entire league. From the limited playtime we've seen in the Pro-Am and Leaked Scrim, Stalker is as much as a beast as he was projected to be coming out of contenders. And now that he is a full-time starter, I see no signs of him stopping. He is a super omega hyperflex that can literally do it all. Obviously, Lip will handle the hit scan and the Sombra, but if you need double sniper or Tracer flex DPS, have no fear, Stalker has you covered 100%. I think his raw talent and his permanent playtime will outweigh the potential damage that the Gator squad can do, and he will blossom into a truly elite player this year. For number 9, I'm going with Heesang, and yeah, I am actually this high on him. Not only can he cover literally all the flex DPS perfectly, he also has hard carry potential in each and every one of them, especially Tracer. And if Sojourn comes back into the meta, he's pretty damn good at that too. He's won at every single level of play, he can handle pressure, and he's playing with people he is familiar with. This is like a perfect storm for success, even though he's still a rookie. Now, there are still some potential negatives: how good his hit scan is if he's asked to play it, and how well he will handle not being the star DPS player on the team. Through contenders, he's typically been the guy, but now with Proper as his duo, there is a chance he'll live in his shadow. Now, I do not think he will. I think by working in tandem with Proper, he will reach a new peak and shine brighter than ever before on the largest stage. And I just do not care about his spotty Pro-Am performance on 200 ping at 4 AM. It's just not important to me at all, and I don't really care about it. For number 8, I'm going with Pelican, and he has always been an astounding projectile DPS. His Mei, Hanzo, Genji, and Sombra, they're all great, and of course, do not forget that he has arguably the best Echo in the world. However, his weakness has always been apparent, and even he knew it. His Tracer play was holding him back from taking the next step and being one of the best all-around flex DPS in the game. So what did he do? He grinded it all off-season, and in the Pro-Am, he showed his progress. His Tracer was not completely elite yet, I think, but it's definitely right there, and with just a little bit more practice and coordination with the team, I firmly believe he could be there by the end of the season. If Pelican does add Tracer to his Infinity Gauntlet, what is left to stop him from being that guy? He can already hold up to the Tracer gods right now, but he needs to outdo them to go any higher on this list. For number 7, I am going with Choi Se-Wan, and I want all the Choi shooters to rise up. He has been one of the hardest carry DPS for years, but he's also been stuffed in APAC on the decrepit Guangzhou charge for ages. And even though the charge didn't make any significant upgrades in this offseason, they are still infinitely better than they were at the beginning of last season. So finally, Choi Se-Wan is not playing beside literal detriments to Overwatch as an esport. Surely, we can all recall the charge's end of season run, and a lot of that was attributed to Piggy. And make no mistake, he did do his job well. But at that point, literally any tank would have been better than Chrom. Choi was the true driving force the whole way through. And when he wasn't able to hard carry on Genji, the team was done. It was over. Now that Choi has 4 players on his team from the beginning, if he is on any of his heroes, Tracer, Genji, Echo, it doesn't matter who the charge are up against, they can always win. Now, you can have very reasonable worries about the flexibility off of his heroes, but to me, the carry capability he exerts far outweigh those concerns. For number 6, I'm going with Leave, and he is finally back on his proper role after being forced onto hitscan for a year. And if he gets back to his MVP form, he could literally shoot all the way up to top 2 on this list. He was that good. I understand that Overwatch 1 stats are not directly comparable to Overwatch 2, but Leave had very comparable stats to Proper last season. And we know this guy is elite across the board. Tracer, Echo, Sombra, Hanzo, it doesn't matter. And even though his hit scan is a step down from his flex DPS, it is still more than usable if he needs to bring it out this season. And even more things are going for him this season, other than just playing on his actual role. He's reunited with Rui. He has a better all-around team than he did last year. And even in Season 4, just because he has Shy on the squad. Obviously, there are some valid concerns with shifting his mindset back to being a flex DPS, and how at the end of the season, when he got to play more Tracer, it wasn't world-beating. But I'm not too concerned because he just got better and better every time he got a chance to play the Tracer last year. And we must recall the reverse sweep versus the charge in the play-ins. He was just that guy and owned the game as soon as he could. At number 5, I have MN3, and hear me out, do not click off. MN3 has one of the, if not the, highest mechanical hit scan potentials in the league. We saw a glimpse of it throughout last season, and if he can harness his potential, and I think he will be right there in the conversation with Lip and Shy for the best hit scan in the league. I mean, they all have 3 characters in their name. It just makes too much sense. MN3 is the perfect example of what I said at the beginning of this video. If he does not find consistency, he'll be mid. There's no way around it. But his upside is sky high, and I am putting my money on him. So clearly do I see lobby administrator MN3 tapping into these matches and just gaining more and more confidence as he rolls these contenders teams, cosplaying as OWL organizations. At number 4, I have Lip, and I mean, he is just the 6'7" gaming warlord. Peak consistency, constant carrying, a 3-time role star, which is the most of any player, and he was the greatest hit scan player of the past 3 seasons. Even the decaying Shanghai Dragons could not keep him down. While his team was twiddling their thumbs, Lip was putting in the work each and every fight and giving his team a chance to win until they decided to finally play the game. Now, he is surrounded by some of the best players in the league, and he might be so good that he is immune to any of the potential pitfalls of Coach Gator. Simply because Sombra has less carry potential than Hitscan does, if Atlanta continue to hard force Sombra or something like that, there is a pretty decent chance that Lip does actually perform worse than his top hit scan in the world standard, which is why I have Shy at number 3. And the talent is there, the consistency is there, and now so is the coaching and the team around him, or at least more than it ever has. Shy has been doing the most for the Spark since he joined the league, and I do not see that stopping anytime soon. Obviously, putting Shy above Lip is a pretty bold decision, but I think things are lining up for Shy to have the better season. Shy surprisingly has a very good flex DPS on him as he whipped out the Echo in Season 4 and competed with the best, diffing Leave and Fleta at times. However, at this point, I would definitely give Lip the edge on Sombra or Tracer. I'm feeling that it is time for Shy to step up and be the best hit scan in the world. It'll be hard to take down the Titan himself, but if anyone can do it, it is Shy, and the time is now. At number 2, I have Kevster. His Tracer went toe-to-toe with Proper last year, and he'll do it again. He's one of only 2 people to have multiple Role Star seasons, and after what we've seen as a precursor to the year in the Pro-Am, I see him extending that streak. I had concerns that without Shu, the Gladiators might struggle, but clearly Kevin does not care in the slightest and will continue to pop the fuck off. The crazy thing about him is that the Glads don't even play to set him up specifically. He was just doing his own thing and doing everything at once, marking the enemy Tracer, killing a split target, going on the backline, marking the enemy tank. Most teams can only mimic a fraction of Kevster's power alone as Tracer Sombra coordinated dives. He seems to know exactly what will get him the most value on the character individually, and I don't want to start a war or be blasphemous, but on a micro level, I may take Kevster over Proper on Tracer only. Do not shoot me, okay? Don't shoot. Now, if Tracer Genji both somehow fall out of meta, I guess you can have some concerns about his flexibility, especially after seeing the playoffs, but I still trust him to be very good, just maybe not number 2 in the league good if he can't play those characters, you know? At number 1, of course, we have Proper. Something drastic would have to happen for him to not be the best DPS in the league, and even if he is stuck on hard hit scan and doesn't play as much Tracer as last year, he's still proven that he can just pick up whatever hero carries the hardest and be the best at it. Like, what else is there even to say? Not only does he have the raw mechanics, but he thinks about the game on a higher plane. He leads his team, and he performs under pressure. So compared to last year, we are dealing with a Proper that has experienced the league, has tasted defeat by losing in Map 7 of the Grand Finals and losing all the other tournaments. But also, he's playing with players that he is familiar with and can now communicate in his native language. I don't know how likely it is to replicate the season he just had, but the conditions right now make it look like he could surpass it. I don't know. So yeah, this is what I'm going with for my top 10, and you'll notice there are some big guys missing, but there are so many players that you can put in or leave out of this list that I'm just going with this. So yeah, of course, let me know who you think I'm missing and comment your top 10 down below. Like and subscribe for more OWL content, and thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.